Well, as Ethan Taylor packs his bags for Oxford University, he has a clear eye on bringing what he learns from some of the great lecturers and thinkers in philosophy home. He's just won the prestigious Charlie Perkins Scholarship to study at the revered institution.
The Walmampa and Warramungu man with connections to Tennant Creek in the Northern Territory wants to share his knowledge through writing and framing bigger conversations about some of the philosophical challenges facing his people and all Australians. Ethan Taylor joins us now from Adelaide. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you along. How does it feel to have won this incredible scholarship?
Oh, words just can't describe it. I mean, I've dreamt of this for a very long time, and I've worked very hard to get here. A part of me still thinks it's not happening, that it's just a dream, you know, because it's pretty unreal to be traveling across to the other side of the world, to be learning from people who are leading experts in my field, and to then be taking that knowledge back here and doing some incredible things. It's yeah, it just is a dream come true.
Ethan, what is it about philosophy that drives you?
So it's really important that we interrogate some of the theoretical foundations of disciplines that study Aboriginal people. It's really important that we get more Aboriginal perspectives into our university curriculum as well. And how that tends to happen currently is that we get Indigenous people in to accept current theoretical paradigms and then use those theoretical paradigms to research Indigenous people. That doesn't always happen, but I think it happens too often. What we actually need is more Indigenous people interrogating those theoretical paradigms to begin with. Those need to be interrogated. You know, are they actually serving Indigenous people? Are they ensuring that research about Indigenous people is accurate? Those are questions that we need to be asking.
So is part of this about perhaps looking at reframing the way that research is done about First Nations history and stories in Australia?
Yes, exactly. It's really about changing the rules. It's not just about accepting the rules that have been given to us by previous academics. It's about looking at those rules and saying, are those the right rules? Are those the rules that are producing research that accurately reflects First Nations people in this country? Are those rules that make the academy accessible for First Nations people in this country? Yeah, so yeah, enough just accepting the rules. We really need to turn onto the rules and say, and begin to question them and dig into them. Yeah,
and asking more questions rather than just simply accepting the way things are at the moment. I wonder if I know that this news has just come out in the last couple of days about you getting this scholarship. Have you had a chance to talk to your people, the Warramungu people of Tennant Creek? Have the elders had anything to say about this?
Oh, look, it has just come out. It's been a really busy week, but I have talked to some of my dads, and they're really proud of all the things that I'm doing. You know, I think before the media embargo was lifted, I was given a bit of license to tell people, so I did actually tell some people when I was up in Tennant Creek earlier this year. Of course, I told them to, you know, keep it on the down low until until things came out. But they were incredibly proud of me, and they just, yeah, they're stoked. They honestly can't believe it either that, you know, I'm heading to the other side of the world to continue the education that I started 4 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty breathtaking, to be honest. They're also really excited for all the good that I'm going to do when I come back. You know, they've really bought into a lot of the research that I'm interested in. They think that this project is really worthwhile, and yeah, they're also really excited to see what happens next.
Ethan, we're embarking as a nation on this discussion about a voice to Parliament and enshrinement in the Constitution. From your research and study around philosophy and political theory, how do you go into this, managing that on one hand and then your Indigenous heritage from the Barkly and the Northern Territory on the other?
Yeah, well, actually, this is a project that I'm really interested in pursuing in some of my research over at Oxford. I hope that I'll be able to dedicate my thesis over there to this, in fact. I mean, I'm a big believer in the Indigenous voice to Parliament. I think it's a great next step, and I think it's a necessary next step. I think it's one of the only ways that we can really begin to shift some of the power relations in this country and make sure that Indigenous people have not only a voice at the table, but a democratic voice at the table. the Indigenous voice to Parliament is going to make sure that all Indigenous people, regardless of where they are from, have a voice at the table, which I think is going to make sure that our own internal politics is even stronger. We're going to be even more united, I think, as a result of a future Indigenous voice to Parliament. And I really hope that Australians in general can get on board with a referendum to support that voice to Parliament. Yeah.
Well, we're certainly going to be having more conversations about it. Appreciate your time this morning, and congratulations again, Ethan Taylor, there in Adelaide.
Thanks so much.